So Monday is shaping up to be quite an important day for understanding how the market is feeling about Exela Technologies. Hi again, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. So obviously Friday's sell-off of Exela, where it dropped by 22.5% and a further 1.5% in the aftermarket, was nothing short of brutal. However, it does come with a bit of a potential catalyst that could see Monday, meaning the stock is going to rise up. So what happened on Friday was that because the stock fell by more than 10%, it triggered the short seller restriction order from the NASDAQ, which is an SEC regulatory system, which basically stops overshorting in the stock because, through open market action, obviously shorting can still happen off market, but basically what it means is that for the remainder of Friday session and at least for Monday session, short sellers can't meaningfully take part in the stock. And there is the potential that the NASDAQ might extend that. And one reason they might extend that banning of shorts is to do with the fact that Exela is currently trying to keep their stock price above $1 to regain compliance with the NASDAQ. That's one thing I can think of anyway. It doesn't necessarily mean that they will get an extension on this banning of short sellers, but it is possible. Now, what this means is that the stock is actually able to trade freely without having to be subject to heavy shorting action, and that's really going to be quite important for understanding how the broader market is gauging Exela Technologies right now. Because if the stock's able to have a positive day, or at least a steady day, that's a good sign for the stock. If the stock has a continued sell-off, that's probably not a good sign. It means that the broader market still thinks the stock is, basically rubbish. So that's, why Monday I think is going to be quite important. It's going to give us a good gauge for how the broader market is feeling. Of course, this is all subject to there being no sort of major catalysts in terms of news events from the company or broader market macro trends or anything that can affect the whole market. But yeah, so Monday is going to be quite important. Now, if you look at the last time that Exela Technologies triggered the SSR, it was actually last week. And the following session, when they first had the reverse stock split, they fell to like $3 per share. In the following session, the stock actually doubled in price. Now, obviously, part of that was buoyed on by the fact that there was the knives were out for a bit of a short squeeze, and we had strong momentum on that day, plus on the Tuesday, plus more on the Wednesday. So something like that is possible. However, I feel like the appetite around any Exela Technologies short squeeze has kind of faded a bit at the moment. So, Monday is going to be an interesting day. We could be in for a bit of a bounce because of the absence of shorts, but at the same time, if it's a down day, it's not a really good sign from the market. Anyway, I've kind of made it clear on here that, my main goal with the stock is obviously beyond regaining NASDAQ compliance. I'm more looking at a sale down the track. XBP Europe, it's tagged or to be sold off in August officially, or a portion of it sold in August, which will bring a nice influx of cash for Exela Technologies, which will pay down some of the debt, which will help improve ongoing operational profit margins, and it will also, improve the underlying value of the stock. What was more important to me was that there was the talk that they would engage in a bit of a stock buyback, given how small the freely traded flow is. Only about 15% of the free float is, being traded regularly. The rest are all held tightly by institutions. That could have quite a, emphatic effect on the stock. It could actually send it flying, especially if it brings more people into the stock. So we could see some short, sharp rallies there if that stock buyback does eventuate. Of course, it's all subject to regulatory approval in the interim. And I'll make one final comment about obviously there was a lot of talk around a bit of a potential short squeeze last week, and there probably was a bit of an attempt of a squeeze when we did see the Tuesday, Wednesday rally. But Exela Technologies still has a very low percentage of its float held short. It's still only around the 2.5% that's registering. But it's worth remembering that, like we said, only 15% of the free float approximately is actually not held by large institutional investors, which isn't that much of the company. It only equates to about $1.5 million worth of the company's market cap. And yeah, so, it's only a small number of short stocks that are being traded, and 2.5% of that, like 2.5% of Exela's float, is not very much at all. It's actually less than $500,000 worth of shares. So the amount of like stocks that need to cover if there is a short squeeze isn't much, but because it's such a small float, it can really have a seismic effect on the stock price. Anyway, that's about it for this video. Just thought I'd give a couple of thoughts about why I think Monday is actually quite an important day for gauging how the broader market's feeling about Exela Technologies right now. What are your thoughts? Do you think Monday is going to be a solidifying day for the stock? Do you think it's going to be a day where we see a bit of a sharp rally because of the absence of that influential but small amount of short selling action going on in the stock? Or do you think we're going to have a down day because generally the market doesn't see Exela as being a very good investment? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, everyone, may the markets trade in your favor. Cheers.